Welcome to this conversation that I am having with Mr. Sunil D'Souza, the CEO and MD of TATA Consumer. This episode that we are going to be filming is also to mark the TATA Sustainability Month for year 2025. As you're aware, sustainability in the group is not a standalone goal. It is about people, planet, and of course, profits that go along with it. On that note, I'm extremely grateful, Sunil, that you're taking this time to have this conversation with us, especially because not only do you head one of the most iconic companies in the group, TATA Consumer, and TATA Consumer, the stories of sustainability are truly, path-breaking, and they've steeped in so much of tradition. The first question to you, what is the oldest item that you still use? And why is it that you haven't thrown it?
So the oldest item that I still use, I still carry in my bag, which is a fountain pen, right? Because again, your refills will keep putting in. I mean, from a sustainability perspective, also from a reliability perspective.
Right.
You never have to go around looking for refills when you run out. So the pen is always full. Nowadays, you write less, but whenever I need to write, it's still that. It's probably a 23-year-old.
Wow, fancy. And you still maintain that?
Yes.
Wonderful. Any one single, everyday use product that you would wish had an alternative, which is far more sustainable?
I would think while there is legislation around it and there is a lot of, how to say, use, hype value around it, plastic. I know some states and some cities have banned single-use plastic, but the definition of what is single-use plastic and people getting more educated about it and then consciously walking away. A lot of times when people ask me at the store, do you need a bag? It's a small piece, I can carry it in my hand. Why do I need a bag? Or if I'm getting into my car, then put it into the car and move on, right? Just that simple this thing. Those videos on National Geographic, etc., which show you the amount of plastic which lands up into the middle of the ocean and what happens at the result. I think that is the critical piece.
Yeah, I would totally resonate with what you're saying. Another quick question to you. An item or something that you would have repaired instead of replacing. And if you did that, why did you choose to do that?
So number one is I like to tinker around, and therefore I always like to repair rather than replace. Not for anything, but the tinkering habit doesn't go away. But recently, my wife came back with the lock which was broken on her trolley bag.
Right.
Where the instinctive reaction was, let's buy one more. I went on to Amazon and I figured out you can just buy the lock. I didn't know exactly how I would open it and fit it. Ordered it and then spent around half an hour and the bag was working with the lock which was working.
Wow. So you saved buying a new...
So I saved money.
Yes.
Did something sustainably. More importantly than that, I got 2 more stars in my wife's handbook.
That's a good one. So, if there's one effort that you would have taken on something more that you would have done on a subject, something like water, what would that have been?
So, this is something which, it's been running at the top of our mind. We're in the business of water. And the water business, I think CAGR, we have grown about 25-30% over the past 4 or 5 years. We use water and we need to figure out how we're going to continue to replenish water. We started off some small pieces at Ponta Sahib. We're working with Tata Trust, etc., to figure out how to replace. But the scale at which we need to do it is far, far larger. We're acutely aware of it. Still don't have a full solution, but we're working towards it.
So that's a nice way to actually segue to this next set of questions that I have. And that's around business. Again, on TATA Consumer, would you like to give a few examples of how you are embedding the principles of circularity within the business?
So, embedding the principles of circularity, I think the critical piece is we have defined sustainability as one of our core strategic pillars. right? So therefore, I mean, it's integral to success of the business. That's number one. Number two is all the goals that we have defined are in lines with Project Anilana. Number three, the best way to get anyone to do anything is make a public announcement, right? So we put out our FY26 goals in FY25, which forces the organization to start delivery.
Yes.
We'll do the same thing now for FY27, and therefore it's everyone's responsibility to deliver it. I think we've put out all very, very detailed targets out there.
Wonderful. What are the biggest mindset shift businesses would need to take if they want to become resilient or to succeed? And especially, when you're talking about the resource constrained world that we are operating right now.
I think the most critical pieces for business to realize is that sustainability is not different from sustainable profits.
Yes.
And I mean, if you apply your mind right, you can make both work at the same time. I'll give you the example of plastics, right? When you reduce plastic, it works for us because we use less packaging material and therefore it is more profitable. In the UK, we walked away from plastic in the tea bags and gone to polylactic acid. And we've gone to sustainable packaging. Our brand has shifted in the minds of the consumers dramatically. And I would dare say this is one of the reasons why we moved from being number 4 to number 2. There are a host of other activities, but this would be one of the important pieces.
It's a fantastic example of how sustainability actually can drive business and in profits, and obviously be good for the planet and the people in the community. I'm sure with your, piloting of the Adingana working group on circularity, where water is such a important, aspect, we should move to that quicker than, anticipated. In your opinion, what are some quick wins that Tata colleagues and friends could adopt in their daily life to promote circularity?
A, use rechargeable batteries. B, start using electric vehicles. Good for the group, good for environment, good for everyone, right? Water, don't let water run. Reuse paper.
So in fact, these could be some goals that people could actually take on during this Tata Sustainability Month, for example, as part of their commitments and their pledges, etc. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Sunil.
Thank you.